friends, my name is Sarah. My channel name is Handmade by Sarah W. And here I talk primarily about cross stitch. I'm so glad to have you join me. It's been 2 weeks since I had a regular Flosstube update showing everything that I've stitched, and I did have a video in between my last regular Flosstube, which was Flosstube 45, and this is Flosstube 46. So I had a Flosstube extra where I did a huge finishing parade. I showed 30 things that I fully finished, mostly pillows, a couple of framed things also. So I would love to have you join me for a look at all of that if you need a little finishing inspiration or just want to see all the eye candy there. I had a lot of fun filming that, and I will link it below in case you want to check that out if you haven't already. So welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are returning. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend a little time with me and talk about one of my favorite things to talk about, cross stitch. So today what I have for you, I've got 2 fully finished things. I've got a stitch finish, and I have 3 new starts, and then 1 whip that was already a start that I worked a little bit on. So I'm excited to share all of that with you. I do want to mention before I get started showing the stitching. So my friend Sarah, she is here on YouTube as Sarah Stitchery, and she's over on Instagram as Stitchy Sarah Reads. She and I stitch a lot of the same things together, and we do some videos together. We don't have really a set schedule. We kind of aim for once a month-ish. But I wanted to mention that we haven't made one in a little while. We both had been sick in between our last video and now. You know, life just kind of got in the way, and we actually planned to film one this week. And she did mention it on her video that we were going to. We actually had planned to film it yesterday, or what day was I don't even remember, but this past week. But we ended up not, because we just kind of looked at the list of what we had worked on together, and we thought, you know, we kind of have a lot of things we want to start together in the future, in the near future. So why don't we just wait a little bit so we have a little more to show? So keep your eyes out, because Sarah and I will be filming another Stitching with the Sarahs video. That is a video that we filmed together in our separate homes, and we both upload them to our channels. So I'll link below the last one we did together if you've never seen us together and you want to check us out. And yeah, I'm excited to get together with her and film another video, but I agree. I think we should wait a little bit because we do have some new things in the works. So it'll be more exciting if we wait a little bit. So thank you for being patient on that if you were waiting. And let's just get into the stitching. So I'm going to start with the things that I have fully finished. And this first one I'm going to show, I did show this on my finished parade, but the reason I'm going to show it again now is because this was a start after my last Flosstube, I believe. So I don't think I ever even did show the stitching of this, because it was a quick stitch. I started it, I finished it, and then I fully finished it. So this chart is called Happy Easter. It's by Brenda Gervais, and here is my stitch finish of it. So cute. I did stitch this on a 20 count fiber on a whim in the color Hazelwood. I believe I used all the called for colors, maybe not the white. I think I may have changed that to B5200, but I think everything else was called for. And another thing with these little basket charts, there is some over one, and because I stitch on Aida, I didn't do that. I just made it work for the Aida. It's adorable little Easter finish. I just love it so much. And on the back, I did a blue fabric with white polka dots. So cute. And then my next fully finished thing, I did stitch this with my friend Sarah, and we finished it together on the same day and fully finished it. And this is by Teresa Koga, and it's called Folk Floral. And here is my finish. Ooh, I used all the called for colors. Oh, it's so pretty. I put a cream color chenille trim. And then on the back, I've got this pretty green floral. I thought it went really good with the front, with the colors. It kind of just went perfectly, I thought. I wrote down that the fabric that I used was a Picture This Plus in the color Velt, but I don't think it's that. I think it's Valor. But I think it was an 18 count. Yeah, I believe so. So pretty. I love the colors so much. I just love it. I love a heart finish. Okay, so next I have a stitch finish to show, and this I also stitched with Sarah. This is called Sarah's Sewing Bag. We had to stitch it because it has our name in the title. So this is by Stacy Nash, and we both finished this together on the same day also. And here is my finish. I did mine on an 18 count LFA linens in the color Millstone. I used very close to the called for. Some are called for, and then I had some substitutions if I didn't have the color. I am absolutely in love with this. So if you have not seen, I can show you on the chart what the finished product is going to look like. Because it may look a little weird, like, wait, are those berry baskets upside down or what's happening here? So this is a little sewing bag. And so this part here is going to fold up and it will be the back. And so that's what that will look like. And then this part is the flap that you see. So the middle part is the front, and then that top part will fold down. It'll be the flap that closes it. So pretty. So we have big plans to get this fully finished soon and use it. I'm so glad we didn't fully finish it yet because Sarah had the idea to put both of our initials on here. And when she said that on her last video, I was like, oh my gosh, that is such a good idea. We have to do that. So I'll have to see. I'm not sure where, we haven't discussed where we're going to put it yet, but I kind of like the idea of on this part down here, maybe somewhere. I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll play with it and see. But I just love it so much. I was telling her, like, I'm sad to have it done. Which, maybe that wording is a little wrong. I'm not sad. I'm glad to have it done. It's going to be a beautiful finish. But when I love stitching something so much and it's not a whip anymore, I miss it. I miss that it's not a whip. This stitch right here, Miss Lucy Calcutt, I miss having that as a whip. I really enjoyed stitching that. I love it. I love it framed. I think it's gorgeous. I'm so glad to have it displayed, but I miss it, you know? I miss working on it. So I guess missing it is a better description than saying I'm sad. Because I'm not sad. I'm happy. Okay, so next on the list, I've got, let me get my paper. All right, we've got some new starts. So the first new start I'll show is called Dear Daughter, and it's by Blackbird Designs, which I absolutely love. All right. Oh, still have my needle and thread in here. Sorry. I must not have been at a good, stopping point to take that out. And here is my progress. This is on an 18 count Picture This Plus in the color Oaken. I think it's just beautiful for this design. So I started this for my daughter on her birthday, and this is how far I've gotten so far. I'm using a combination of, so on Blackbird usually gives you Fancy Floss plus a DMC conversion. So I'm kind of using a combination of DMC and Fancy Floss. It just depends on if I have the color or not in my stash or something comparable. So here is my sweet little start. I love it. Sweet start for a sweet daughter. All right. Next, let's see. I've got another new start. Okay, this one also started with Sarah. We stitch a lot of things together. Can you tell? This, we were kind of dying to do a market start because, you know, we've been pretty excited about market and all the new designs. This was a good market year. I really enjoyed seeing all of the new designs and ordering a bunch of new designs. And so this one is by Stacy Nash, and it's called Rose Hill Farm Sampler. And here is my progress so far. I'm stitching this on a 20 count fiber on a whim in the color Parchment. And I'm using a combination of called for Fancy Floss and a couple DMCs in there. So that's my little start. I'm ready to see some red in that house. But that's where I am so far. And I love it. Love this fabric. Love the design. Love Stacy Nash. Love it all. I love cross stitch. Did you know? I feel like I wear this shirt all the time too in my videos, but it's my favorite shirt. Sarah got it for me and I love it. So, in case you didn't know, I'm a cross stitcher. All right, I've got one more new start. Again, guess who I started this with? Sarah. Okay, we are keeping these. Let me show you this cute bag. Sarah got us these bags. This is adorable. I love it. It's from Isabella Sews. I love the inside fabric too. Look at that. And then the back is really pretty. So I had gotten us these little wooden S's, and we painted them pink to match our bags and put it on there. And this chart that we are stitching is called Birds of a Feather Needle Book, and it's also from Stacy Nash. She is just one of our favorites. I'll show you my progress. I'm stitching this on an 18 count Zweigart in the color Platinum, and that's my little start. So cute. We are using all the called for colors. I've got them on this really cute little, I'll show you the colors. So pretty. But this sweet little monogrammed S wooden floss drop. My friend Laura from Textili, she gifted me this and I love it. And so I got one for Sarah too, because I actually gifted her this chart in floss for her birthday. And I went ahead and put it on there because, you know, we both have to have matching S's. So I'll link that Etsy shop below if you're interested. And that's also where I got the little S too. And then one more thing. I have a whip, and then that's it for this week. So it's a short and sweet video. So I'll show you this bag because it's just adorable. So this is from Painted Leaf Co. And it's this beautiful heart, watercolor heart bag. And so pretty. And this chart is from Birds of a Feather, and it is called Happy Hearts. This is the reimagined one, so it's a little bit different from the original, but Sherry from Colorado Cross Stitcher reimagined this, and you can get it from her shop. But this is my, and I'm stitching this with Sarah if I didn't mention. This is my progress so far on Happy Hearts. I'm stitching this on an 18 count Fiber on a Whim Milk and Honey. I love that. I love the fabric. So anyway, I've been just working on outlining a lot, and there's a lot of room for personalization in this. So I will definitely be taking advantage of that. If you can see, there's a W here that is for my last name. And I put the year that I got married here, and there will be initials going in, and I just love it. It's so pretty. So I've been working with a lot of black floss on this. I am using all DMC on this, and I just love it. So pretty. So that's it for me and what I've been working on. I hope that you guys have a good week coming up. I'll be back. You know, I normally, unless I am sick, I normally, every other Sunday, you know, I have a video. So hopefully nothing happens and I see you in 2 more weeks. But I hope that you have a great week coming up, and I look forward to seeing you next time. And hey, hit that subscribe if you haven't already. I would love, I'm getting, I wouldn't say close to 5,000, but I need like 400 more subscribers to be at 5,000. I cannot even imagine that many people want to subscribe to me. I'm in shock. So I think that would be really awesome to reach that 5,000 subscriber mark. So if you haven't done so already, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around and see what I'm up to. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.